Hello class, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. In today's class, we will be learning about Roman numerals. What are we learning about, children? About Roman numerals. In the previous classes, we have learned Roman numerals up to 39. By previous classes, I mean in your third class and your fourth class, you have already learned about Roman numerals up to 39. We know that there are total 7 symbols in Roman numeral system. Let us take a look at these symbols. See, what are these Roman numerals? These Roman numerals are few symbols which are used in place of numbers. We know that there are 7 symbols in total. What are they? I, V, X, L, C, D, M. And remember, children, it is very important that you remember all these symbols in the same order. You should remember it like this only: I, V, X, L, C, D, M. Look at the given chart for finding the value of all 7 Roman numerals equivalent to Indo-Arabic numerals. Now these are the Roman numerals. These letters you see are the Roman numerals, and the numbers we use are called as the Indo-Arabic values. What are they called as, children? Indo-Arabic values. Now coming to the first numeral I. You all know what this stands for, right? This stands for 1. Yes, this I stands for 1. Next, you know V. V stands for 5. 5. You are in 5th class now, right? So when you say 5th class, you write like this: 5th class 5. Yes, children? Yes. So you know what V stands for. V stands for 5. Then X. X means 10. L. L means 50. C. C means 100. D. D means 500. And lastly M. M means 1000. Okay, children? And another way to remember these values is that if you observe, first we have 1 and then we have 5. Yes, children, we have 1 and then we have 5. If you look at the remaining numbers, all the other numbers are also in terms of 1 and 5 only. 1, 5, then also 1, 5, and again we are having 1. The difference here is that in the first two numbers we do not have any zeros. For the next two we have 1, 1, 0 each, and then we have one more 0. Here no 0. Here 1, 0. Here we had 0. Now 0 plus 1 is equals to 1, 0. Then again we have 1 plus 1 is equals to 2 zeros. 1 0 is increasing. Understood, children? First we had 1 5, 1 5. Next we'll have 1 5 only, but with an increased 0. Then again we'll have the same 1 5 only with another 0. We had no zeros here. We have 1 0. Then we have 2 zeros here. And lastly we'll have 3 zeros. There is no 5000 here. The last Roman symbol is M, which stands for 1000. Understood, children? If you remember 1 and 5, you can write the remaining Indo-Arabic values easily: 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 500, thousands. And what are the symbols, children? The symbols are I, V, X, L, C, D, M. It is important that you remember those symbols in that order only, so that it will be easy for you to find out the values. Instead of using the place value system, the Romans used 7 symbols and their different combinations to write the numbers. This was done by addition and subtraction of these 7 symbols. Now what are they saying here? Instead of using the place value system, what do we use, children? How do we write numbers? We write numbers using the place value system. And again, how many place value systems or systems of numerations we have? We have 2 systems of numeration. One is the Indian system and the other is international system. Yes, children? Yes. So instead of using those systems, what these Romans did is they are using these 7 symbols. Again, what are those 7 symbols? I, V, X, L, C, D, M. Yes, children, these 7 symbols were used to write the numbers. And how did they write numbers? By addition and subtraction of these 7 symbols. They used these symbols to add and subtract and form new numbers in different combinations. I know you have already learnt about Roman numerals in your previous classes, but it has been a long time since you attended those classes, right children? It has been quite long, so there is a chance that few of you might have forgotten what we've learnt in the previous classes. So we are doing a nice full revision of what are Roman numerals. First example is I. We have three eyes here. Three eyes here. What does this stand for? I means 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equals to 3. These look at this here, these 3 eyes. You might be familiar with this when you were in 3rd class. You use these 3 eyes to write your class 3. Instead of writing the number 3, you used these 3 eyes to write it. Now this 3 eyes becomes the Roman numeral. And this number 3 becomes what, children? It becomes the Indo-Arabic numeral. The other example is V and I. When I say V, I, what I mean is V means 5, right? V means 5. So 5 plus I means 1. So 5 plus 1 gives us what? 6. So 6 is written as VI. Next, we are having x. Now what does x mean? X is equals to 10. So we have 10 plus again x is equals to 10 plus again x is equals to 10. 10 plus 10 plus 10 gives us 30. Understood children? What did we do? Here we used few Roman numerals, and how did we write the numbers? By adding their values, we got numbers. But what happens here is, let us understand Roman numerals by following some rules. Now these are Roman numerals, which means we are using symbols. So there are few rules for using these symbols to form numbers. Now let us look at those rules. Rule number 1. Symbols I, X, C, M can be repeated 3 times at any one given times. What do they mean by this is that in any given Roman numeral, these symbols I, X, C, M can be repeated 3 times maximum. When I say maximum, it means not more than 3 times. I, X, C, M should not be repeated not more than 3 times in a given number. And these symbols VLD can be used only once. Again, there is another easy way to remember this. What it is means, we know these are the Roman numerals I, V, X, L, C, D, M. Now let us take the alternate symbols. Okay, alternate means one leaving the other. I took the first symbol, then leave the next one, then take the next one, then leave the next one, take, leave, take. Okay, let us take the alternate numbers, alternate symbols. What did we get? I, X, C, M. What did we get, children? I, X, C, M. And what are the remaining symbols? V, L, D. V, L, D. Now where do we have many symbols? We have many symbols in this batch, which are I, X, C, M. So these can be repeated 3 times. These are lesser in number, right? So this can be used only once. Understood children? What did we do? We wrote the whole Roman numerals I, V, X, L, C, D, M. Then we took out the alternating symbols. What we got? I, X, C, M and V, L, D. Now I, X, C, M are more in number, so these can be repeated 3 times. V, L, D are less in number, so they can be used only once. Understood children? You can remember these symbols like this. Take the alternating. It is like skip counting. Right? Skip counting by 1. Take the alternate symbols. These I, X, C, M can be repeated 3 times in a given number and VLD can be used only once. See, this is our rule number 1. For example, again the same example, we have 3 I's here. I, which means 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equals to 3. We cannot write V. Okay children, we cannot write V because VLD can be used only once. This will be wrong. Only IXCM can be used 3 times. The next one is again XXX. Again X can be used 3 times. So this stands for X is equals to 10. So XXX stands for 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is equals to 30. Then C is nothing but C is equals to 100. C is nothing but 100 plus 100 plus 100, which is equals to 300. And lastly M is equals to 1000. So M stands for 1000 plus 1000 plus 1000, which gives us 3000. Clear children? IXCM can be repeated 3 times, but VLD can be used only once in a given number. Moving on, rule number 2. Only the symbols I, X, C are used for both addition and subtraction. What symbols children? I, X, C are used for both addition and subtraction. What is I equal to? I equal to 1, X equals to 10, C equals to 100. Okay children, I is equals to 1, X is equals to 10, C is equals to 100. What are they saying? These 3 symbols are used for both addition and subtraction. We can either add these symbols or we can subtract this. For example, VI. Again, as we discussed, what does VI stand for? V means 5, I means 1. So, VI stands for 5 plus 1 is equals to 6. Clear children? Okay. Then IV stands for, now look at the difference here. We are having VI and here we are having IV. The order is changed. I here came first. V came next. So what we did here, we subtracted 1 from 5. I is 1, V is 5. We subtracted, I is 1, V is 5. We subtracted 1 from 5. IV is equals to 5 minus 1 is equals to 4. Now you might remember this, right? For you are in 4th class, you used this IV to write your class 4, to represent your class 4 in Roman numerals. Now what I suggest to you is that you always remember this. Okay, whenever you are confused whether to add a numeral or to subtract a numeral, you always remember this example IV. Now in this, which Roman numeral is the greater one? Yes, V is the greater one, as V is equals to 5 and I is equals to 1. V is the greater number. So when a greater number comes on the right side and the lesser number comes on the left, we subtract. Understood children? Whenever you are given a Roman numeral and you get confused whether to subtract the symbol or to add the symbol, you remember this example because you are very you remember this very clearly, that IV stands for 4 because you have been using this IV to write class 4 for a long period of time. So take this example where the lesser number comes first and greater number comes next. In those cases, we subtract the symbol on the left from the symbol on the right, as we did here. Now I is the smaller number, so I minus V, which is V minus I, which is nothing but 5 minus 1 is equals to 4. Clear, children? Always take this IV, that is 4, as example whenever you get confused. Next is xi. Again x is equals to 10. I is equals to 1. Now 10 plus 1 is equals to 11. Right? 10 plus 1 is equals to 11. Now again ix. Now this is the lesser one and this is the greater one. So we have to subtract x minus I. That is 10 minus 1 is equals to 9. Understood, children? Just like IV, we are having ix here. The next one is Cx. C means 100. X means 10. So what does Cx mean? Cx means 100 plus 10, that is equals to 110. C is the larger. Always the numbers, the Roman symbols should be in this order. First comes large, then comes the smaller number. It should be in descending order, big to small. Okay, children, in descending order. Whenever the order is changed, we subtract the numerals. When they are descending, we add. When they are ascending, we subtract. The last one, xc. Now again look here. xc, that is 10 and c is 100. Now we are having the smaller one first and we are having the larger one on the right side. So what we do is we subtract 100 minus 10 is equals to 90. So xc, the value of xc becomes 90. Understood, children? What was this? We read that the symbols I, X and C are used for both addition and subtraction. This was our rule number 2. Rule number 3. Symbol I can be added to every Roman numeral, but it can be subtracted from the next two symbols V and X only. Now, what we learned, I, X and C can be both added and subtracted, right? So what are they saying here is this I can be added to every Roman numeral. Okay, it can be added to every numeral, but it can be subtracted only from the next two symbols V and X. Remember this. I'll tell you how to remember these rule easily. Okay, let me first complete the rule. Example IV. Again, IV is what? You know this, IV stands for 5 minus 1, 4. Or IX. IX means I is 1, X is 10. 10 minus 1 is equals to 9. The next one is symbol X can be added to every Roman numeral. Again, X. X can be added to every numeral, every Roman symbol, but it can be subtracted from L and C only. Okay, L and C only. Like here, XL. X is equals to 10, L is equals to 50. Now this is the smaller number and this is the greater number. So we'll subtract both. 50 minus 40 gives 50 minus 10 gives us 40. Moving on, IX. IX is again, this is not IX. This should be XC. XC. Okay, sorry children. XC. XC means 10 and 100. 100 minus 10 gives us 90. The third rule is symbol C can be added to every Roman numeral, but it can be subtracted from D and M only. Like here, CD means what? C is 100, D is 500. So 500 minus 100 gives us 400. Lastly, we have CM. Again, C is 100, M is 1000. 1000 minus 100 is equals to now 900. Now again read this rule, children. I, X, C can be added to every Roman numeral, but I can be subtracted from V, X only. Let me draw the Roman numerals chart again, okay, so that you can understand this easily. IVX LCDM. Now these letters I, X, C, these symbols I, X, C can be added to every Roman numeral. But when it comes to I, it can be subtracted only from these two numerals. Understood? See, I can be subtracted only from the next two numerals. In the same way, X can be subtracted only from L and C, the next two numerals. Then C can be subtracted from, yes, only D and M, the next two numerals. Understood, children? This I can be subtracted only from its next two numerals. X can be subtracted from only its next two numerals, which are L and C. Now C can be subtracted only from its next two numerals, which are D and M. I hope this is clear how to understand, how to remember this rule, right? This every the numerals I, X and C can be added to every Roman numeral, but I can be subtracted only from the next two numerals. I can be subtracted from only the next two numerals, which are V and X. X can be subtracted only from the next two numerals L and C. C can be subtracted from only the next two numerals D and M. I hope this is clear, children. The rule number 3, which tells us which numerals can be subtracted from what numerals. Note, when the smaller number is placed on the right of the bigger symbol, then addition takes place. All symbols can be used for addition. We know this, right? When smaller symbol is placed on the right of or after the bigger symbol, addition takes place. Like when I say xi, x is equals to 10, I is equals to 1. Right, children? X is equals to 10, I is equals to 1. Now, here as they said, smaller symbol, which is I, is placed on the right side of 10, right? I is placed to the right side of X. So what do? We add those two. Addition takes place. 10 plus 1 is equals to 11. Clear, children? When the smaller symbol is placed on the right of the bigger symbol, then addition takes place. All symbols can be used for addition. Or what do they mean by all symbols here? I, V, X, L, C, D, M. I am repeating these symbols again and again, children, so that you will remember these symbols. Repeat with me. I, V, X, L, C, D, M. You have to remember these symbols in the same order. Next, when the smaller symbol is placed on the left of or before the bigger symbol, then subtraction takes place. Now, as we have learned for the Roman symbol of 4, I is equals to 1, V is equals to 5. Now, this smaller symbol is placed to the left side of the bigger symbol. Right, children? The smaller symbol is placed to the left side of the bigger symbol. So, the subtraction takes place. 5 minus 1 is equals to 4. Always remember this, children, okay? Whenever you are confused, you can take this example of 4, which through which you will understand that when a smaller symbol is on the left of the bigger symbol, you subtract the smaller symbol from the bigger symbol. I hope this was clear, children. These were the rules of using Roman numerals. What was the first rule, children? Let us recall. In today's class, I took up the entire class only to explain the rules of Roman numbers. In tomorrow's class, we'll solve many examples using those rules. Okay, children? I want you to understand these Roman numerals very clearly. Okay, so I took this whole class to explain you the Roman numerals only.
So children, here water is noun. So water changes into ice on freezing. No, water is our noun. So water changes into ice. Then water and ice both are nouns here. Water, as we cannot count it. Ice also we cannot count. So both are uncountables here. UN, I am writing as UN, uncountable. Okay. So we do not have electricity in our village. Electricity, uncountable. Village, countable. Okay, village, countable. This is countable. I like coffee better than tea. Coffee and tea, can we count, children? No, both are uncountables only. Okay, the boy wants to have sugar. Sugar also in the form of small granules. No, we can't count even sugar. So, uncountable. So, like this, children, so you have to identify singular, plural and uncountable nouns. Okay, clear? So, I am just asking you to do some exercises as homework here. I am not going to make the answers for you here. Just take a book and pencil and start doing these exercises as your homework. Okay, what is this? Complete the sentences with suitable nouns. Write C in the box if the noun is countable and U if it is uncountable. Okay, so here we are having 5 sentences, children. So we breathe dash to live. For example, we breathe air, A-I-R, air to live. I am just doing the first one for you. Air to breathe. Whether it is countable or uncountable, it is uncountable. So I wrote you. So same like this, you do the remaining sentences. Clear, children? Now one more work for you. Discuss in groups and come up with your own list of countable and uncountable nouns. So you just discuss with your brother or sisters or parents and write some countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, children? So this is all for today. Hope you have understood. We will continue in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.